Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. And we begin with collateral damage from the COVID crisis turning up in the world's oceans. A new study has found in the year and a half we've been battling the virus, 57 million pounds of pandemic plastic has landed in our waterways. According to CBS News, face masks, face shields, and gloves make up most of the mess. But large quantities of packing materials are also junking up seas, thanks in large part to the increase in online shopping. Like all of the plastics that came before, marine life takes the biggest hit. Fish stuck in medical gloves, Dutch birds using masks to line their nests. Researchers are urging nations to better manage their PPE and develop more environmentally friendly solutions to collect, treat, and recycle their COVID trash. One SpaceX crew is back from the International Space Station and another is just hours from taking its place. Blastoff for the next foursome is scheduled for 9:03 Eastern Time tonight from Cape Canaveral in Florida, with their ride to the floating laboratory expected to take about 22 hours. Their journey skyward comes just 2 days after 4 of their colleagues splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico on time and on target Monday night. The returning astronauts spent nearly 200 days, 250 miles above Earth, and are now being checked by doctors and getting reacclimated to gravity at their home base in Houston. If you follow football at all, you've probably heard of the jinx surrounding the Madden video game. Of the 22 players chosen for its cover over the years, 16 reportedly had bad luck on the field soon after. Now, that same curse seems to have moved to the wildly popular new ESPN2 broadcast, hosted by Peyton and Eli Manning. According to the Post, the 6 active players that have appeared on the show so far, Travis Kelce, Russell Wilson, Rob Gronkowski, Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, and Josh Allen, have all lost the following week, even in some cases when they've been favored to win by double digits. In fact, there has yet to be an active player appear on the Manningcast whose team won their next game. Eli and Peyton took last Monday night off, so the next test of the Manningcast curse will come Monday the 15th. This is no baby shark. A very big, very chunky great white is turning heads even among experts. The image of the porky predator was posted to Facebook by the marine research nonprofit Atlantic White Shark Conservancy with the caption, "There are some sharks that make our data team stop and do a double take." This was apparently one of them. Based on the bloat, researchers say its last meal could have been as big as a whale. Social is having a field day, with reaction ranging from, "Why you gotta fat shame him?" to, "I wouldn't want to be behind him later." No one grows ketchup like Heinz, especially this time around. The 150-year-old company just took a page from the future to try and grow tomatoes using the harsh climate and conditions found on Mars. Astrobiologists at the Aldrin Space Institute at Florida Tech simulated red planet weather, and over 9 months intently watched and waited for these space tomatoes to reach Heinz quality. The Martian fruit was then made into a special batch of ketchup called Mars Edition. Unfortunately, it won't be for sale, but you could get your fill watching the research team do a taste test this morning on Heinz's social media. The implications go well beyond flavor, though. Researchers say it shows the possibility of growing food in challenging places, which will certainly be the case when humans set up shop on another planet. In other KidNuz notes, future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers is doing a COVID mea culpa. The Packers quarterback admitted yesterday that he misled the public about his vaccination status when he said he is immunized. He's not, at least by current medical standards. He also said he's an athlete, not an activist, and won't be talking about the subject anymore going forward. And Netflix is about to go head-to-head with TikTok in its quest for young eyeballs. According to Bloomberg, the streaming giant is rolling out Kid Clips, a new app feature made of short-form videos with kid-friendly content and a built-in off switch so tweens can't watch more than 10 to 20 videos in one sitting. Kid Clips will be tested in the U.S. and several other countries starting this week. That's it for KidNuz this morning. Now our KidNuz quiz. How many pounds of ocean garbage are blamed on pandemic plastics? 57 million. How long in hours is the journey from Cape Canaveral to the space station? About 22. What have all the current players on the Manning cast done after their appearance? Lost their next game. Heinz Ketchup just duplicated what environment to grow tomatoes? Conditions on Mars. In today's KidNuz Kicker, the last person to cross the 50th New York Marathon finish line this weekend is sending a message about perseverance. Fredlyn Bangwa's race bib said it best, determined to finish, and that she was. Freddie has run several marathons, but that was before being diagnosed with arthritis in her ankles, which makes running painful. She thought about quitting 16 miles into the 26.2-mile race, but then her sister showed up with a walker that gave her the push to carry on. At one point in the night, even street sweepers stopped to ask if she wanted a ride. She didn't, and finished the race after 11 p.m., clocking a time of 10 hours, 54 minutes, and 58 seconds, and qualifying her for next year's race. She told the New York Post she feels the pull to do it again. If you can't be first, it's great to be last. Before we go, it's time to shout out our teachers, starting with Mrs. Popovich at Norterra Canyon in Phoenix, Arizona. Mrs. Totino and her 5th and 6th graders at Glen Catherine in Melbourne, Australia. Mrs. Watkins at Neshoba Central in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mrs. Kate and her homeschoolers in Wilmington, North Carolina. And Ms. Ramirez and Ms. Wong at Marengo in South Pasadena, California. Thanks for listening. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.